And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Hi everybody, I'm Carrie Haisley with Friday's Alaska weather. Today is August 23rd, 2024, and you may notice I am not in the studio. This is definitely not where we normally record the show. We are dealing with a little bit of limitation in our capability today. Should be a today only thing. Everything should be back to normal with Dave Percy in the studio in front of the green screen as you're used to seeing it tomorrow. In the meantime, if you'd like to get weather information, you can do that from us in one of many ways. Call the Alaska Weather Information Line at 1-855-937-4977. You can always find us on the web, weather.gov/Alaska takes you to our regional webpage. And if you'd like to get in touch with me directly, I always love to hear from folks. My email address is carrie.haisley@NOAA.gov. Now, we don't have any watches, warnings, or advisories in effect across mainland Alaska today. That is a good thing. It's been a pretty active weather pattern over the last several days. There is, however, a special weather statement in effect for parts of the Kuskokwim River between Aniak up towards McGrath, where we've had high water persisting over the last several days. Water levels have crested, and we will continue to see water levels go down as we go into the weekend time frame, but they are expected to stay high at least for the next couple of days there. Now, as far as weather goes, cloud cover, it's unfortunately the story this time of year. We see widespread cloud cover across most of the northern half of mainland Alaska, area of low pressure, causing some clouds and some rain occurring out there. Down over the Panhandle, we are seeing some clouds push their way in there as well. A few showers associated with that. Weak system out along the central part of the Aleutians, and then a much stronger system is pushing its way into the far western Aleutians. Still kind of out ahead of that one right now, but we will see that one become the dominant weather system for the western part of Alaska as we go into the weekend time frame. We'll talk much more about that in just a minute, though. Quick recap of what we are seeing today. Low pressure across the western part of mainland Alaska. Weak storm, mostly showers instead of widespread rain associated with that, stretching up into the Brooks Range and up along the Arctic coast. Weak system down along the central part of the Aleutians. Again, seeing some shower activity with that. A few showers down around the Panhandle with the other system. Across south central Alaska, it's been a pretty nice day with high pressure dominating the weather, so a good day to be out of the studio and enjoy the sun just a little bit. And then out along the western part of the Aleutians, we're starting to see a warm front associated with a much stronger system, and that one's just poking its way into our area of responsibility. We'll see that system continue to work its way eastward. It's moving from the west to the east across the far western part of Aleutians. Directions can be so hard sometimes. Mainland Alaska, multiple areas of low pressure overnight tonight. We'll see cloud cover kind of build back into south central. Potential for some showers across south central. Showers lingering across most of mainland as well. Typical Alaska form here. We got a plane flying overhead. So bear with me as we use the unconventional studio method. Now, weather up along the Arctic coast overnight tonight, it could get cold enough that any precipitation that we do see in the form of either mixed precip or snow, especially as you get closer to the Brooks Range, snow would be the story there. And then along the Aleutians, we see some shower activity with that system. Should dry out a bit, although clouds stick around over the Panhandle tonight. Tomorrow, active day across a lot of the area. We do see across mainland Alaska multiple areas of low pressure. We'll see showers across south central, across a lot of the interior, stretching down into Bristol Bay as well. Shower activity over the Panhandle. This will still be not widespread heavy rain. You're out ahead of a system, though, that'll be more impactful for the Sunday time frame. And now we're starting in the Saturday window to get a better look at the area of low pressure that is moving its way into the western part of our state. And that, again, will continue to be the dominant feature, moving from west to east as we go through the next couple of days. High pressure sits out across a lot of the Bering. Probably a good place to see some fog, low stratus out along the waters there in between those systems. For the Sunday time frame, that area of low pressure continues its march eastward, does not get to the west coast by Sunday. This is really going to be more of a Monday thing. This system isn't as strong as some of the systems we have seen impact this area over the last couple of days. It is another in that series, but not as strong as some of the systems we have been dealing with. So this is good news. So Sunday, we do see most of the precipitation associated associated with that system along the Aleutians, otherwise offshore in the Bering, with the west coast staying dry for the Sunday time frame. Area of low pressure into the panhandle there. This is where we start to see rain transition from being more showery to more steady across the panhandle. So for folks that are still in the Juneau area trying to recover from recent flooding there, make sure that anything you have outside you take inside, because it is definitely going to be wet, especially for the latter part of the weekend. South Central should dry out for Sunday. Any lingering showers should taper off. We will see a few showers, however, linger in the eastern interior. Now temperatures. Let's start with Saturday morning. We're going to do the south part of the state first, and then we're going to move around and do some of the different regions. So with Saturday morning, we'll see lows in the upper 70s. Wow, I wish it was still summer. Let's go with upper 40s. How about upper 40s and low 50s for part of the panhandle? South Central, just a little bit colder. Upper 40s, even some lower 40s as you get into the Copper River Valley, up towards the Talkeetna area. Looking for temperatures in the low 40s to start out Saturday morning, 46 for the low, first thing in the morning in Kodiak Island. Now for highs Saturday, warmest temperatures in the southern part of the panhandle. Could see Ketchikan and at places like that reaching 63 degrees. Their mid-60s would be pretty nice right now. Elsewhere in the panhandle, temperatures in the 50s. We'll see 50s across most of south central Alaska as well. Bit cooler as you get further to the west there, but still pretty nice overall for the temperatures on Saturday, despite being a little bit on the wet side. Sunday, temperatures drop back down into the low 50s again across the panhandle, and then mid-40s across south central Alaska. Another 46 there for Kodiak Island. 41 around King Salmon, warming back up into the 50s for a lot of southwest Alaska, southeast Alaska. Again, potential for some 60s in the southern part of the panhandle. Also, Skagway could be 64 degrees on Sunday afternoon. For south central Alaska, we do get a little bit warmer on Sunday. Precipitation tapers off, so that helps us out. So we could see temperatures in the Anchorage area around 62, 60 in Kenai, and into the 60s as you get into the Copper River Valley as well for your Sunday. Now out west, a lot of 40s on the map for the Saturday morning time frame. 40s all along the Aleutians, also across southwest mainland to kick off the start of the day. Warming into the 50s across most of the area. Some exceptions out along the coast, especially when you get out just kind of south of the Seward Peninsula there, looking at temperatures in the 40s for the highs on Saturday. That's another sign that summer weather is quickly coming to an end. Now, Sunday morning, a lot of 40s again for those overnight lows. Out along the Aleutians, we could see a few places stick around in the low 50s, but generally 40s for the time frame there. Not warming up a lot for Sunday afternoon. We'll see highs in the 40s and 50s again across most of western Alaska for Sunday. Now up north, we're keeping an eye on temperatures along the Arctic coast, because temperatures there are really going to start to drive what type of precip we get as weather systems move through that area. So Saturday morning, temperatures generally in the low to mid 30s. We don't have a good representative spot on the map, but places in the Brooks Range, you are going to be pretty close to freezing, if not below it Saturday morning, making any precipitation that falls in the terrain itself likely to be snow. Lower areas, though, should stay in the 40s, some 30s out along the west coast. So 40s become the highs for our Saturday afternoon. Seward Peninsula, Nome right there, 47 degrees, 47 in Kotzebue, 39 for Saturday in Utqiagvik, 56 over in the Fort Yukon area. Cooling back down again overnight. I don't see a lot in the way of temperatures getting below freezing in most areas, although Anatuvik Pass 32, Arctic Village also a 32 for the lows on Sunday, and again lower temperatures the higher into the terrain you go. 40s for the central interior and out along the west coast for Sunday morning lows. And we're getting close here. So highs on Sunday afternoon, 40s up along the Arctic coast, a lot of 50s in the interior, and then out along the west coast, Nome, Kotzebue both, peaking at 46 for the high on Sunday. Now a quick look at what we are expecting as we get into the longer term time frame. So this was actually issued yesterday, and this looks at the window of time between August 28th and September 1st. southeast, southwest, and then western mainland Alaska. Highest likelihood of temperatures in that window of time generally being on the below normal side. That's also going to be true for Kodiak, for south central Alaska, and out along the Aleutians. The opposite is going to be true for the eastern interior, parts of the Arctic coast in that window of time. The greatest likelihood for temperatures is to be just above normal. Equal chances of above, below, or normal for the panhandle for that time frame. Now, it does look like a wet period of time for the August 28th to September 1st window for most of mainland. Greatest potential for above normal precipitation is going to be south central, Prince William Sound, including Anchorage, and then over towards Seward there. The only place where we really see below normal precipitation chances is going to be in the southern part of the panhandle there. So that's all I have. Thank you for sticking with me as I struggled through this. Dave should be back in the studio tomorrow. Have a great day.